Oh, oh, where are you going? Hey, listen, if I'm going to take the time to teach you how to do all this stuff, then you get your butt back out in that garage. And then you smash the subscribe and like button because I'm an awesome guy and I like to give free information. So you should do me a favor. But don't be walking away. We got things to learn today and to fix. So you better go grab your tools and get out in that garage right now. Right now. What are you waiting for? Go. Jeez. What's going on, guys? I fix shit in your face, and I'm going to show you one that I think everybody needs to know about, especially if you have a Hawk DLX, whether it's a Pro, whatever. If it's an EFI version, you're going to want to know this. So these are very simplistic EFI fuel systems on them, but a lot of times the sensors will have little issues and it'll trigger a check engine light, which I'm going to show you what that looks like now. I'm going to kind of get close. That would be a check engine light, and if you have that, a lot of people go, well, I can't get rid of it. I unplugged the battery and it won't go away. I fixed the problem. The check engine light still won't go away. I've disconnected the computer and let it sit overnight. It still won't go away. Well, that's because it has a memory system in your computer, which unfortunately means it needs to be connected to a diagnostic tool or a scanner, and then it needs to be turned off. Now, the nice thing is this has a very simplistic computer in it, EFI system that's been used on a lot of different crafts or bikes and ATVs and all you basically off-road vehicles of every kind. It normally has a Delphi or Delphi, whatever you want to call it, MT05, MT05.2 or MT05.3, and it runs KW2000 protocols normally. It also runs OBD2 CAN protocols, which means that most of your normal scanners that you have at your house will actually connect to this bike without issue, because 95% of these OBD2 readers have KW protocol built into them. However, you will need this wonderful little 6-prong connector, and I will post a link in the description of my video for you guys to purchase this. It's very cheap. It's like $6. If you come to the front of your Hawk and you look right here, you will see a little white tab. Push the button on the top up here with your finger, give a pull, that comes out. Take your diagnostic port, figure out which way it goes, plug it in, and now you're ready to connect to your standard OBD2 scanner. If anybody specifically wants this model, because this is very cheap, you can use the ELM 327s, you can use whatever. This was a Temu one. I used it just for most of my cars and stuff around here. It's very simple, but it does a great job. Basically, you just take it, plug it into the OBD2 port, and you will see that it starts to communicate with the computer. It automatically powers on, so you know it's got power. What we're going to do is go ahead and turn the key on. We're going to wait for the fuel injection to run its course, and I'm going to go ahead and communicate with this thing. You'll see it start reading through the protocols until it finds the one that this bike operates under. So we'll hit enter. It's checking CAN OBD2 right now. There's SAE J1850PW, and there's KWP2000 protocols. Oh, look at that. It's saying it has 7 system monitors available, and I don't have any codes. If you had a code, it would be right here where it says read codes. It's going to tell me pending, no stored codes. I don't have any, but if you did, it would tell you what those codes are and what sensor is having the problem. Also, if you need to erase those codes and get rid of your check engine light, right there you will see it says erase codes. I'm going to do it anyways because I'm already in here and I attached it. Erasing, done. It was that simple. The other cool thing is with these cheap ones is that you can actually read your frame freeze data. So if you were trying to track down a fuel-related problem or something like that, you can actually see your freeze frame readouts. So that allows you to monitor the system and figure out what is having a problem. If it hasn't failed yet, this is a good way to be able to diagnose those problems. It is that simple for those of you guys who have never done this. It's really quite simple. Like I said, most of your cheap little OBD2 readers, this was $5 on Temu. It's a very lightweight, cheap little device. It's got everything you need to be able to communicate with something like this, or even my truck, my F-150. My dad's F-150. They all run the OBD2 stuff. This also does Japanese overseas bikes and cars. It is not just OBD2, it's EOBD, which is, like I said, import vehicles, things like that, UK, all that stuff. This has all of that built into it. It literally costs $5. It is the MS309. If anybody wanted that, it was purchased on Temu. I've had it for like 2 or 3 years. It works great. It's very, very cheap. You can find them pretty much anywhere. Most of your standard OBD2s are going to have KWP 2000 protocols built into them. So you can check this with a standard OBD2 reader. The hardest part about all this is just getting the 6-pin connector for this. And once again, I will post a purchase link for that in the description of this video. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. Show me a little bit of love. Consider purchasing some of my merchandise. Nobody ever buys my merchandise. I'd love to see my shirt out there. That'd be awesome. Or if you want to donate to the channel, because I do awesome things and I try to help people, and that's what this whole channel is about, I would suggest doing that. I also have an entire playlist based on these DLX bikes that have repair videos, how to set clutches, how to change parts, and everything you need to know about your Hawk. There is a playlist. I will include that in the description of this video as well. Don't forget to smash the like button and comment, because the more you comment, the easier these videos grow, the more people see them that need them, and the more the information gets out there. You help me, I help you. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. I also have a video coming up for the complete tune of this bike. I'm sending this computer off. We're going to have a whole discussion about that to have this actually put on a dyno tune, and we're going to have this tuned and brought back to fix a lot of the problems of the stock setup of the DLX. They run very lean from factory. There is a solve for that. I have an upcoming video that I will also, when that's done, I will re-update this video with that so you can see how to solve your factory lean condition problem. All of them are going to come from the factory lean. I have the solve for that, and that is thanks to a group of awesome people, and we will get into that later on. So, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Toodles.